tip for stripes is how to hem the t-shirt so you have the matching colour. In this case I was using white thread showing on the hem. So we don't want to hem it so that the white hemming thread is right through the middle of one of these kind of putty stripes. We want to make sure it's on the white. So what I'd do from the wrong side, I'd fold it up. So ideally I want about a 2 centimetre hem. And if I turn it over and look, that's just right. So I want to sew in this white section. If that wasn't right, I'd probably try it on and maybe go for a deeper hem, just so I could get my stitching so it's on the white panel, not the putty. Or alternatively, if you don't want to compromise on the length, you could buy the thread to match the opposite colour to the one you've been using. The great thing about pinning a striped hem is you can use the stripe as your guide. So normally I'd use my trusty seam gauge, but I'm just doing it on the bottom of this stripe. So I'm just going to put a couple of pins all the way around and then I'm going to press it. So these are glass headed pins, so I know I can press it without melting them. Making sure my seam's lined up on the side seam. So I'm going to go all the way around, give it a press, and then I'll show you how I'm going to stitch it on the machine. When I came to press and pin the sleeves of my top, to get it to work so that I was sewing on a white stripe with my matching thread, I had to do a half stripe on the end of the cuff so that when I catch the edge of my hem here, it's going to come through on there. But I still think it looks nice and I still think it works. I didn't want to go any shorter than that because I would have lost length in the sleeve, and it's a 3/4. I think if it's not quite 3/4, it won't look right. So I've just come back to my scrap from earlier. So this was the triple stretch stitch that I tried earlier. So I was just looking at that one and the lightning bolt stitch, this one, and deciding which would be best for my hem. And actually, even though I've sewed the whole garment together with the lightning bolt stitch, I think the triple stitch will look nicest for the hem and it will be stronger. There's nothing worse than your hem coming down and when it's something you've made, because you just feel like everything you've made, you want it to be such a high standard and you don't want it to be falling apart when you're wearing it. So I'm going to go through the triple stitch on this. So I've taken off the bottom of the machine to expose the arm so that I can put my sleeve around it to sew. It's stretching it very, very slightly, but it will recover. If you're having to really, really stretch it, I wouldn't sew it like this. I'd sew it on the round like that, like you're sewing inside a little tunnel. So I'd sew around like that. But for this, I think that it's fine to stretch it a tiny bit to get it to go on the arm like this. And then I'm going to line it up with my 2 centimetre line because I want to sew right on here. Make sure it's quite close to the stripe. I might move it over slightly. Yeah, perfect. I don't want it on the edge of the stripe because if I'm even a mill out, it'll be really obvious.